Hey there everybody, this big old box just arrived. Let's get it open and see what we got in there.
Rated X.
There it is, Boker Plus. All right, let me get this tape cut real quick. All right. Okay, got a foam insert there. Oh, there's the sheath. Nice Kydex sheath. Feels kind of thin and real lightweight. But there that is. Boker little pamphlets here. Right. Oh, hey, check that out. It's got just like a belt clip on this one. I think my other one was different. Look at that. It's like stainless steel. It's not painted black or anything. That's really unique. That's different. All right, let's get to the knife. Oh, geez, look at that. It's poked right through. It looks like its little tip protector popped off in the packaging. And, oh, look at that. It's even poked through the side of the box. Oh, well, no big deal. Okay, set this all aside. There it is. Look at that. It's got the Wenger knives emblem there. I don't have a lot of light today, so hopefully this is turning out. It's real gray and stormy outside, and I'm using the daylight coming in. This side says Boker Plus. Yeah, this has three completely see-through eyelet screws. You can see right through there. There's three of those. And you got some serial numbers up here. It looks like 0926. And 1095 right here stamped. That's what the steel is, that little tiny mark there. But yeah, check that out. I really like this 2.0, this extra large version of the Boker tracker. This is the second one that I have. Has kind of like a really light tan, almost looks gray, canvas micarta for the handle scales. And then it has like a black traction coating on the knife itself. It is Full-Tang. I believe it is skeletonized because I think the Wenger knives are skeletonized. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. Oh yeah, look at that. Trying to get this up out of the way. It's got some weight to it. I like how they have this kind of recurve type cutout on the spine. And it's a 90 degrees, even with that traction coating. You can strike a ferro rod up here, but then it's round from here down. And you could baton on either spot of this. And yeah, this is definitely a hollow grind. You can really feel that high hollow grind, which makes good for a good draw knife like that, and for some carving tasks. This up here just feels like a true saber. It could be convex. If it is, it's a kind of a thin convex. I think it's just a saber grind from there down, and then it transitions into the hollow grind right at that, like, I guess you could call that a gut hook. But it's just the typical tracker hook. What is cool about this tracker too is that it kind of has that like slight tip, like you kind of see just a little bit, kind of like a kukri knife has that kind of tipped angle to it, which should give this really hard forward momentum for chopping. But it also puts a lot of stress right there, like right where that eyelet screw goes in. So, there is that. But it's pretty cool looking. Let's get some measurements here. I might have to throw a lamp on. Okay, you're looking at, if that is in focus. See here, is that in focus or not? You're looking at about 7 3 or 6 3/4 on the actual cutting edge. And then if you go clear back to where the handle starts, it's about 7 1/4. And then way over here, you're looking at about 12 1/4. Well, I mean, you're close to 12 1/2, just shy. I'd say 12 1/4 for the length. And 6 1/2 on the blade. It's a pretty good blade. Okay, what's the widest point on this? It's really hard to measure. That's about 2 1/8 at the big belly there. Then up here at the point, this side would be about 2 3/8 if you went from that high point all the way down kind of to the belly there. You might almost hit 2 1/2 clear out here, like if you're coming straight that way. Then in here, you're looking at a little over 1.5 inches. So yeah, that's something. And the thickness is a very small quarter, maybe just not even a 1/16 under a quarter. And the metal underneath could be even a little bit smaller because it has this traction coating. But I think for all intents and purposes, you could just say it's a 1/4 inch thick steel stock. Did I get the handle? The handle itself is just about 5 1/4. I mean, it is down here because it's rounded out. But where you're actually going to grip it, you're probably looking at about 4 inches for the inside of that grip. What's cool is it has a bit of a cutout up here, grooved out for your finger. Doesn't have a lot of finger guard though, just a little bit, and only a little tiny sharpening choil, just enough. But then it has a nice big belly swoop, then it recurves back up in, and then it swoops really far down on the pommel, so that if you're likely going to be swinging this chopping, your pinky has something to really catch there. And because these are all eyelets, you can put paracord through any point. You could have it from here to here, or you could just have the traditional loop that you wrap around your hand. But it's up to you however you want to do it. And this feels a little slick. So I would either rough this up with some sandpaper, this micarta, or just put some hockey tape on it is probably how I'd roll. But yeah, and then use a lanyard, of course, also. And that should take care of that. And because it is Full-Tang, you could technically crack some nuts or crack a skull or a window with that pommel there if you had to. But there's the sheath. Let's see what will go in. Mine won't go in. Like, I don't know what's going on, but this doesn't want to go in. And when I shook this, there's like sand. Like, that's literally sand falling out of here. Like, it's completely packed in with sand. So, and this doesn't look used or returned, so I don't know what that's about. Let me go wash that out. All right, I got that. I think I got all the sand out. I actually hammered it, and it was just pouring out. And now I rinsed it all out. It's all wet, but that was unusual. Now it goes in. I'm like, is that a silica pack? But it doesn't look like a typical silica pack. But yeah, that's silica. That right there is, I can tell it's like jelly. There must have been a silica pack down in there. I probably like crushed it in there. Yeah, see that jelly? But this other stuff's hard and real gritty, just like sand. Maybe that's how the silica packs are. I never. All right, there the culprit is. How a silica packet was down inside of there is beyond me. I had an old metal clothes hanger, believe it or not, because I had some wood shish kebab skewers, but it wouldn't work. But this old metal clothes hanger was definitely tough enough to get down in there and drag this thing out. Good grief. Now it's just got some water in there. And once I got it out, it opened up the weep hole right there on the side. So then it was draining water really well like it's supposed to. There we go. Look at that. Locked and loaded. No noise, no wiggle. That sucker is in there. Now I got to figure this thing out. Yeah, that is a tight fit. Hear that click? Woo! Shot it clear across the room. That was something else. I got the measurements. Let's get some weight. Okay, we got this set on pounds and ounces. Let's see what this knife weighs. The knife all by itself is 1 pound, 2.2 ounces. So it's got some freaking weight. And the knife with the sheath is 1 pound, 4.6 ounces. Because that sheath doesn't weigh nothing. Literally 2.3 ounces. Okay, the sheath by itself, 66 grams. And the sheath with the knife, 583 grams. And the knife all by itself is 518 grams. Okay, got a sheet of printer paper here. Here is the knife. You can see it still has some oil streaks on there. Did wipe some of that water off from when I was trying to clean this sheath out. But let's see if this arrives sharp at all. Oh yeah, that's sharp. You just got to hit it at the right angle. Not bad. It's not great. It's like most trackers. Seems like even though this is a hollow grind and it should be the sharpest part of the blade, they never are. They're always sharper up here. But let's check out this big belly here, see if it's sharp. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's pretty good. You can see that silica pack that was in there. Looks like it took off some of that traction coating and scratched the tip up a little bit. We're not struggling with it because I didn't know what was going on in there. And some of this stuff, it's like as hard as grains of salt or sand, you know. But I don't think that had any issue on the blade. I think that's just how this was. Needs to be stropped a little bit. Got no paper left. But yeah, you can see it isn't bad at all. It's got a pretty good edge. Okay, we'll do some comparisons. This is my original Boker Tracker XL 2.0 that I blacked out. I blacked the handle out and I removed that traction coating on it. But yeah, exact same. This looked just like this when I first got it. I think these might have just been eyelets. I don't remember if they were these type of screws. But I could be wrong. Maybe they were those type of screws. I see some differences. See how this blade geometry comes down a little past the hook? Whereas here it comes down right on the hook like it should be. But this one was sharper out of the box. But I also didn't fight a silica pack and all that crap in there. But yeah, that goes out past the hook, which some trackers do, but really they look the best when they go right to that, you know, the transition there. But these are drop point, as you can tell. It's a saber, but it has a dual blade. It's got a hollow and then like a saber up front. This doesn't feel like a convex. It feels just like a saber. But this is the old sheath. Has the exact same weep hole, but you get this type of a lock with it. And this new one is looks like the exact same sheath, same weep hole and everything, but now you get this metal belt clip and 2 screws to like fasten it on there. So I'm assuming something like that, or yeah, so your belt could go through and you could carry it scout carry, or you could go this way if you want to carry it upright. I'm not a big fan of carrying these upright because the handle sticks up that freaking high. Your belt would be clear down here underneath this, so that's going to really get you in the side and make bending over and stuff really uncomfortable. And it's not really the setup for a dangler, so I think scout carry is the only way to go with this one, unless you you know, get an aftermarket sheath. But yeah, still got some water in there. Other than that, they're the exact same. They got the flat spot, they got the round spot. And here is the first Boker tracker I ever got. They have a micro, which is tiny, and I never got that one. But this one's called the mini. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I should put it like that. But, you know, you get an idea. Three really good tracker knives. This is the only one I've used very much at all. This one I've done a few feathers with and then cleaned it up real good. And this one, I haven't really done crap with this one. Here it is beside my Tops Tom Brown tracker. This is the big full-size one, the #1 tracker. And this one here is the #3 in 154 cm steel. This is also from Tops. So I got Tops, Boker, and Tops there. Oops, not even in the camera. Yeah, really great knives. Now, these ones come with that really good kind of bone saw, notch saw, whereas the Boker is more smooth. I'd say, if anything, this might be a little bit more tactical, just in the sense that it's probably more of a stabbing knife, you know. Whereas it seems like these Tom Brown ones are a little more bushcraft-like. And here it is beside the SXB from Tops, up at the top here. E.J. Snyder's knife. This is the big old extended freaking tracker with the saw more towards the back. Now this one's kind of like a cross. It's like a survival bushcraft tracker, but it also has like the tactical kind of more narrow plain front for like stabbing and opening up big wounds, things like that. Probably could use it for hunting. Yeah, that's a bad mammer jammer there. Very heavy. And then there's no reason for this. This is just my little street buoy. The Perrin street buoy from Spyderco. But, you know, just for size comparisons. You got one of the lighter weight knives compared to one of the super weight knives, and then this falls somewhere in the middle. Well, I've been messing around with the sheath a little bit. I was going to put it scout carry, but it doesn't really attach that way. It does, but with only one screw. So there's like a little notch. See that little notch right there? It's on this side too. So this sets right under it, screws down, And now you can wear it on your belt. This will be completely hidden when it's on your side though. You'll only have this flat side exposed with the knife sticking up way, way high. Kind of like that. But I can't really think of any other way to do it, and that's very secure because one of them's an eyelet and the other one's kind of like a slot. But yeah, I mean, that'll work. I can get a belt through there because this obviously flexes. But maybe there's another way to do it, and I'm just having a senior day today. I don't know, but I think I covered about everything. Got another piece of old printer paper here just to piss around. Yeah, it's got a pretty darn good edge. And that ain't bad either. I'm not complaining about the edge on this at all. Yeah, I got an old like pine wood dowel here. And yeah, like I said on other videos before, you can use this like a draw knife. And it'll do curls, it'll strip bark off, you know, whatever you need. And then of course you can chop with it. But has that recurve for doing those really cool feathers that you get from tracker knives. Yeah, tell me that ain't cool. Look at these things. That's what a tracker knife's all about right there. So you got like the chopping of a little hatchet, you got a draw knife, you got a feather stick maker, and you know, it covers a lot of bases. The only thing this one lacks is the notch saw and the bone saw. Well, I think I covered about everything on this review. It is the Boker Plus 2.0 tracker, or tracker 2.0. This is the big one. It's like 12 and whatever I said inches overall. With the they have it listed as a 7-inch blade because they take it clear back to the handle area there. But yeah, look for the big one because sometimes sellers will mislabel them, and then when you're really looking, you'll realize they're talking about the mini or the micro. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing review.
This is Joe Doomsday signing out.